Starts right now.
Enjoy the low humidity while it lasts because things are expected to change this evening. Mia Montgomery will have a look at the forecast and tells us what the rest of the week looks like, including when we could see our next cold front.
And the Astros World Series champs once again. All the highlights and post-game reaction coming up in just a few minutes. But if you stayed up late to watch the end of the game, well, you might not be with us this morning. Time now is 6 o'clock. It is Sunday. It is November 6th. You watched the game. I saw the baby.
The baby watched the game at the beginning, but then the baby went to sleep. I went to sleep. We all went to sleep. But I feel like a lot of people did not sleep, and the celebration is going to continue, of course.
That's true. But the good part is we got an extra hour of sleep, Mia.
Wasn't it amazing? I woke up this morning feeling just a little bit more refreshed, and I hope you guys were able to do the same.
So much energy.
Exactly, right? And the sun's now going to come up a little bit earlier going forward, and it's going to set a little bit earlier in the evening as well. So we'll talk all about that in just a little bit. But first, let's get you a look at those wake-up temperatures here early this Sunday morning. It is another chilly start. We are in the 50s across a good portion of the San Antonio metro area. 57 officially over at the airport this 6 a.m. hour. 57 in Bandera as well. 51 in Rio Medina. 59 out at Stinson there on the south side of Bexar County. Most of us are quiet out there. We did manage to find some cloud cover move into south central Texas. We'll hold on to that this morning, but that breaks up into the afternoon. But what we'll monitor, especially across our far eastern counties, maybe a few small light pockets of drizzle, a few sprinkles there. Very, very isolated. That activity does look to stay east of San Antonio this morning. Again, we'll see more sunshine take over into the afternoon hours. Those daytime highs will be a little bit more warmer and mild than what we saw yesterday. We topped off in the upper 70s officially here in town for our Saturday. Today, we're going to aim for the low to mid 80s across a good portion of the area. Part of that is thanks to increasing humidity levels. We already are seeing more of that Gulf moisture work its way into our southeastern counties. That will continue to push northward here and filter into the majority of our region before the day is done today. So as we head into Monday and Tuesday, especially the first half of this upcoming work week, in the mornings, it's going to be a lot more muggy and warmer out there, waking up in the 60s, and we will need to monitor for some areas of fog and some patches of drizzle there as well. We'll have a full look at what we can expect into the upcoming week in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. New this morning, not one but two different vehicles making a crash landing inside a home on the city's north side. So this is a neighborhood near Wetmore and Nacogdoches.
Jonathan Cotto joins us live this morning. Jonathan, what have you been able to learn?
Good morning, Tiffany. Well, I can tell you at least one person has been arrested for DWI. Take a look at your screen right now. This was the scene earlier this morning, just minutes after 1 a.m. Pretty extensive damage. Firefighters had to brace the home from preventing it from collapsing. Now, police say two vehicles crashed into this home on the 4200 block of Clear Lake Drive. This is a home on the city's north side. One car crashing into the home while the other, the silver car you see on your screen, hitting the tree in the front yard. Now, police tell us the driver of one of the cars, a woman, was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Her passenger luckily was not injured. Both the driver and the passenger of the silver car were taken to University Hospital in serious condition. Coming out back live, Max, Tiffany, I can tell you that if there's any good news here this morning is that nobody was inside the home at the time of the crash. Of course, the details surrounding this crash continue to be under investigation. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. San Antonio police now asking for the public's help in finding a missing man. So take a look. They're looking for 54-year-old Marcus Bading. Last seen yesterday in the medical center area near West Beverly May Drive. It's a neighborhood near Babcock and Wurzbach roads. Now, police say Bading has a medical condition where treatment is required. He's about 6'2" and wears glasses. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you're asked to call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit. That number on your screen, 210-207-7660.
This weekend marks the 5th year since the mass shooting at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs. Yesterday, the church held their annual memorial ceremony in honor of the 26 victims who were killed. We spoke to one of the 23 survivors, and he tells us remaining active in the church is a big part of the healing process.
Do we just say, oh, well, they died, don't worry about it? Or do we honor them and honor them in God's word and continue to do God's work? It's like that's what they want to do.
In September, we reported that former pastor Frank Pomeroy is stepping down as lead pastor. He returned yesterday to ring the bell 26 times. As of today, the church is still searching for a new lead pastor.
Senate races could decide the fate of our country, and those races are getting
vote. She also tells us where the president is headed today.
The balance of power in the Senate making their pitch to voters. In the battleground state of Arizona, the race between Democratic Senator Mark Kelly and Trump-backed Republican challenger Blake Masters tightening.
Here's the thing that worries me the most, by far, and that's our democracy.
On Saturday, President Biden and former President Barack Obama reuniting in Philadelphia in support of John Fetterman.
Truth and facts. And basic decency are on the ballot. Democracy itself.
Stone State campaigning for Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz.
If you want the destruction of our country and save the American dream, then this Tuesday you must vote Republican in a giant red wave.
Tight Senate races also in Nevada, Georgia, and Washington, with Republicans hoping to oust incumbent Democrats. Meantime, President Biden visiting New York today. He'll be at Sarah Lawrence College north of Manhattan, campaigning with Governor Kathy Hochul. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
And congratulations, Astros and Astros fans. For the second time in franchise history, the Houston Astros are World Series champs. And this time, they got to win it in front of their home fans in Houston. Big win last night, 4-1 over the Phillies. The game ended with a pop-up catch. The MVP game rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena. He had great things to say about the Astros and, of course, the Astros manager, Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker in the sport, not just because he's been around. He's had success in this game, and he brings the best out of his players. He gives you the confidence. It's just he brings out the best of you, and he took me in since day one, and for this to be his first World Series championship, it's special to be a part of it.
You want to hear something crazy?
What?
Jeremy Pena's dad also played, and Dusty Baker was his manager too.
Wow.
It's like a full circle.
I feel like we're going to learn a lot of really interesting facts the next couple of days because it's going to be Astros.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun, though.
Started talking about Mattress Mac yet. Time now, 6:08, 57 degrees out.
The UTSA Roadrunners also getting a big win yesterday. We'll have those highlights coming up in your morning sports.
And what the number is going to look like in the next drawing in just a bit.
And a look outside with live cam, a nice 57 degrees outside. It's Sunday Fun Day, so Mia has your forecast and how you should plan your day accordingly next.
Good morning and welcome back. So, the Powerball jackpot is now up to $1.9 billion. We're going to get to the numbers in just a few moments, but Tiff, I'm going to ask you, what would you do if you won $1.9 billion? Don't give it away yet, because we got to run through all the ones that aren't $1.9 billion first. So here we go. Pick 3, 222, Fireball 0, Daily 4, 501, 4, Fireball 6.
Your cash 5, 3, 19, 22, 27, 28. Your lotto, Texas Lottery 1, 14, 18, 29, 42, 53.
Here we go. So this was it. There was no jackpot winner last night, but you could still have won a couple $1 million, which, you know, pretty good in my book. So here are the Powerball numbers: 28, 45, 53, 56, 69, Powerball 20, Power Play 3. I don't know the intricate rules of how many numbers you need to get right to get $1 million, but we do know that people in Texas have won $1 million without winning the jackpot. So, Tiff, $1.9 billion. What are we doing?
The pressure. No, but I think about my daughter. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Anything for my daughter, right?
Yeah.
So that's anything for her.
That's fair.
That would be it. And how about you?
Well, I'm going to buy the state of Texas. Me, are you in?
Sure, let's go.
Okay.
Always.
We'll split it.
All right. Well, yes, I'll tell you, we kind of won the lottery this weekend in terms of the weather.
It was beautiful.
Right?
Yesterday.
Wasn't it pretty nice outside? In fact, it's still a little chilly out there early this Sunday morning as well. So if you are stepping out for any early Sunday morning activities, probably a good idea to take the long sleeve with you, but you're not going to need it once again through the afternoon hours, kind of like what we saw yesterday. In fact, our temperatures this afternoon going to be even warmer than what we saw for our Saturday. 57 degrees right now here in San Antonio, officially 51 dew point. So still relatively drier air in place here at the surface, but we are starting to see some of that moisture move back into south central Texas, which is one of the reasons why we have found some cloud cover develop and push across parts of the region early this morning. That will likely stick with us through the morning hours, but it will start to break up and we'll see more sunshine into the afternoon hours and also across our far eastern counties, specifically near Hallettsville, reaching back over to Gonzales as well as Cuero. Maybe a few isolated pockets of sprinkles there trying to move in from the south, but for the rest of us, we are dry and we are quiet out there. And really east of San Antonio is where we will be monitoring this morning for maybe a few more sprinkles here and there, very short-lived, as we continue to see the humidity build back into the area. That's going to be something that I think you really notice by this evening and even more so by tomorrow morning. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But again, getting you a look at those still chilly temperatures out there this morning. It's 50 degrees in Kerrville this hour, 54 in Hondo, just shy of 50 over in Uvalde, 48 in Carrizo Springs. So again, some more cloud cover over the next couple of hours. Once we start to see that break up, though, those temperatures really start to warm. 78 by lunchtime, 82 by 2 p.m. We've got a forecast high here in San Antonio around 84 degrees. So again, just a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday afternoon. 82 in Helotes this afternoon, 85 up in Comfort, as well as over in Converse and down 181 in Floresville out in Wilson County. So we'll start to see more of that humidity work its way back into the area. So that muggy feel is with us for any evening plans, but overall still on the mild side. We'll be around 80 by 6 p.m. and then those temperatures falling into the 70s later tonight. Now with that moisture pumping back into the region again, where you'll really notice that is first thing tomorrow morning. Remember through the back half of last week, stepping out for the morning drive, it was gloomy. It was a little damp out there as we did have some pockets of drizzle and some light showers and even some fog. I think that is going to be more of the case starting tomorrow morning. And you can see here on your futurecast, we will have the potential to find some more sprinkles, some more drizzle, and a few light showers streaming in from the south and pushing off to the north. So for tomorrow morning, expect some pockets of fog. Some patches could be dense in spots, really affecting that visibility. Not a bad idea to plan on giving yourself some extra time stepping out the door. Spotty light showers and sprinkles possible. So probably a good idea to plan on packing the umbrella there just to be on the safe side. And really, again, if you're stepping out early Tuesday morning for Election Day, that could be a theme that we see once again repeated into our Tuesday. Still mild out there in terms of our afternoon temperatures this week. Those morning lows a lot warmer than what we're finding out there this morning. And then our next front arrives on Friday, and that could bring us another isolated chance for rain. So a lot we're monitoring heading into this week, guys.
I love the cooler weather. That's what I'm hoping for the most right now.
Of course, and there is so much to monitor. Obviously, Mia and the weather team really busy this time of year. All right, thank you, Mia. 6:17, 59 degrees now.
Sports is next.
Good morning, welcome back. Obviously, a huge, exciting win for the Roadrunners yesterday on the road. UAB game in double OT. Whew, what a game it was. So at the half, Roadrunners up 16-10. They start to pull away in the fourth. Frank Harris, Zakari Franklin, 12-yard touchdown. And tack on that 2-point conversion. UTSA has a comfortable 14-point lead. But the game not in the bag just yet. Former John Jay grad Jacob Zeno rallying the Blazers. 38-yard touchdown pass, 15 seconds left. We're tied at 31, headed to overtime. And both teams trading touchdowns in the first overtime, but in the second, UTSA pulling away. Here we go. Harris to a wide open, and you could have just walked in. That's a 14-yard score. The Roadrunners defense gets the stop in the next drive, and UTSA winning their sixth straight. Huge win, 44-38, and like I said, double OT. That was not the only game yesterday, although, in my opinion, probably one of the more exciting. Taking a look at other college football scores. Texas, big win over K-State, 34-27. And then Texas Tech falling to the undefeated TCU, 34-24. And here we go. Ooh, Texas A&M fans, look away. Not great. Mia Montgomery is not a happy camper looking at this score. Florida would win it big, 41-24. And of course, can't talk sports without high school football. Last night, high school football regular season game, and it featured the Frontier Bowl, Southwest Legacy Stadium. Harlandale taking on McCollum. No score in the first quarter. Indians on the move. Quarterback Jacob Saucedo lobbing up Pedro Valenzuela. A beautiful catch at the 5-yard line, and 2 plays later, Saucedo keeping it himself. 1-yard score, 6-0 Harlandale. But the Cowboys coming back. High school Cowboys, not the pros. Julian Rogue mowing down a couple of defenders, making it look too easy. 4-yard touchdown, tying it up 6-0, and then late in the half, quarterback Justin Rodriguez keeping it himself and makes it to the pylon, keeping it on his feet inbound. 6-yard touchdown. Cowboys lead 12-6 to the break, and they go on to win it big, 27-20. And here we go. I mean, the Spurs got off to a good start, but they could not hang on for the win. Plus, San Antonio FC getting ready for the huge game tonight, the Western Conference Final. We're going to have all that and so much more coming up right after the break. Welcome back. After Friday night's loss, the Spurs hopped on a plane, flew to Denver, take on, well, the Nuggets last night and the reigning MVP. So it was a good start for the Silver and Black. Jakob Poeltl drive and nice bank in. First of his 8 points in the first 4 minutes. It is 11-8 Spurs. A little later, though, Keldon Johnson hesitates, finishes with the lay-in. San Antonio, though, down 40-27 after 1 second quarter, trying to keep pace. Devin Vassell, who has been killing it recently, well, he drained a corner 3, but the Nuggets were too good. They would lead 70-51 at half, and Spurs really never picked it back up in the second half. They would fall 126-101, and it is now the Spurs' third straight loss. All right, so for the second straight season, SAFC will play in the Western Conference Final, and this year they're hosting it as the #1 seed. Last year they had to travel to Orange County. They eventually lost in penalty kicks. A lot of returners from that squad believe that the outcome would have been a lot different had they played here at home at Toyota Field, but hosting the game is only one piece of the puzzle. They still got to go out and perform.
Having it at home against a great Colorado team doesn't guarantee us, a spot in the actual final. So it's good, like we said earlier, it's going to come down to those details. The fans are going to be amazing. Playing in front of them in the semifinal was unreal. It was a packed house, hostile, loud, getting behind us, giving us that energy when we were, kind of hurting throughout the game.
The fans are great. This is one of the toughest places to play. Talk to any guy in the league. But yeah, those fans, that's what's going to propel us to, hopefully win this game.
So if you've never been to a game at Toyota Field, it is electric, especially with the sellout crowd. So SAFC taking on Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That game is tonight, 7:30 at Toyota Field. Good luck.
What an incredible weekend in sports.
So much going
So much. No one slept, that's for sure.
Time now, 6:28, 58 degrees out.
Still ahead on GMSA, an amazing rescue caught on camera. How firefighters were able to save this woman dangling from a 20th floor window in New York yesterday. And a shooting late last night leaves one man in the hospital. Jonathan Cotto has details after the break.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Sunday. It is 6:30 this morning. It is November 6th. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, it's been fun. It's always fun.
Always fun. So, did you stay up? Did you watch the Astros game last night?
Yes.
Okay, good for you.
No, I didn't stay the whole night.
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean,
No, I watched the beginning, but I knew I had to wake up early, so I just watched a little bit. But it was a great game.
It was a great game, and here's the thing, Mia. If anyone did stay up, I know Fernando, who's behind all the words we're reading right now, he stayed up, but he was happy because he woke up, he got an extra hour of sleep.
Exactly. I know daylight saving time officially ended at 2 a.m. earlier this morning, so hopefully you set your clocks back. Yes, the time is 6:32 instead of 7:32, which is nice because, yes, some of us feeling a little bit more refreshed thanks to that extra hour of sleep. It is a little chilly out there as we are kicking off any early Sunday morning activities. We have been able to see those temperatures across the vast majority of our region fall back down into the 50s. So if you are stepping out early this morning, breakfast plans, whatever, with friends or the family, probably a good idea to take the long sleeve with you, but you are not going to need it by the afternoon. So it is going to very much be a layering day as we head into the second half of this weekend. We do have some clouds in place right now that have also managed to filter into south central Texas. We'll see those break up throughout the morning hours, and I do think we will find more sunshine as we head into our Sunday afternoon, helping those temperatures warm. It is going to be a bit warmer than where we were yesterday, where we topped off in the upper 70s officially here in San Antonio. I think we'll sit in the low to mid 80s as we head into the second half of the day today. About 84 is that forecast high here in town, 85 in Pleasanton as well as Hondo, 80 over in Rock Springs this afternoon, 85 up in Canyon Lake. Now, something you will also notice probably before the day is done today, increasing humidity. Those winds are out of the south today, and that is what's going to pump in more of that Gulf moisture back into South Texas. So a bit more of a muggy feel is in store before the day is done this Sunday. And I think where you're really going to notice that is tomorrow morning, for we will have the potential to find more pockets and patches of fog, as well as some sprinkles. So not a bad idea to plan on taking the rain jacket with you for the morning commute. We will keep that muggy feel with us for the majority of this week, but we've got our next front moving in on Friday. So guys, we'll detail what we could potentially find with that and what we'll be monitoring this week in just a few.
Thank you, Mia. New this morning, police investigating a shooting at a house on the city's north side.
We are learning one person has been taken to the hospital in serious condition. Jonathan Cotto joins us live and walks us through the details.
Tiffany, that person taken to the hospital, listen to this, is a man who was able to still drive himself to his apartment after being shot to get help. We know San Antonio police responded, actually the police responded to this home on the 11,000 block of Baltic Street, close or a little after 11 last night. This is off of Northwest Military Highway in the city of Castle Hills. They say that a man was picking up a friend, a woman, at her home when someone shot into the truck, hitting the driver in his back as she was getting into the truck. Now, the person involved in the shooting took off, and police say that woman was taken into custody for questioning in an effort of learning exactly why that man was shot. Now, coming back out live, Max, Tiffany, I can tell you that this is a story that we're going to continue to follow and update you, of course, as more information is made available. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. New information about a fatal crash involving a train that we first told you about yesterday morning. We now know the names of the two people killed. They were 35-year-old Andre Romo and 4-year-old Aurelius Romo. The crash happened near I-37 and Southton Road. San Antonio police say before the crash, the SUV was seen driving erratic. The vehicle hit a guardrail and then fell on an overpass, dropping 15 feet below onto the train tracks. A train passing through hit the vehicle.
Well, 3 people facing charges after Bexar County Sheriff's deputies found several stolen vehicles, and inside those stolen vehicles were stolen items, credit cards, guns, luxury purses, even electronics. So now these 3 individuals are facing charges. 20-year-old Robert Alvarez, 17-year-old Aria Frausto, and 17-year-old Stephen Neely, all facing burglary of vehicle charges along with other theft-related charges. Now, this trio is accused of stealing at least 7 vehicles from the far west Bexar County. And according to the arrest affidavit, all of the burglaries happened back on October 24th, with the exception of 1, all happening within a 10-mile radius. The suspects were actually caught on camera a few times. They're also accused of using the stolen credit cards and getting in a crash involving a parked Bexar County Sheriff Office vehicle. Now, during that crash, deputies were able to arrest the suspects. That is when all of the items were discovered.
A man was shot and killed by Hays County Sheriff's deputies. Officials say he rushed the deputies. It happened yesterday morning in Dripping Springs. Deputies were responding to a disturbance call between 28-year-old John File and a tow truck driver. When deputies arrived, they say File was outside with a knife. Deputies say File charged at them. He was shot multiple times. He was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died. A 78-year-old woman was hit in the arm during the shooting and was also taken to the hospital.
Making headlines around the country, a fire in Midtown Manhattan yesterday. All in New York, 38 people injured and an amazing rescue, all caught on camera. So take a look. Residents called 911 after seeing smoke pouring out of one of the units. The fire department of New York had to use a rare rescue method called a roof rope rescue, and it was used to save a woman who was seen dangling from the apartment window from the 20th floor.
First identified that we had a victim who was trapped in the window gate. So my role was to go under the victim and start to take her weight, hold her weight, so the member above me could free her arm and I could hold her and bring her safely below.
Can't say enough about the firefighters of New York. The job they did was just amazing. You could see their focus, you could see their safety first. They were going to save this person.
Officials believe the fire may have been sparked by a lithium-ion battery connected to a bike or even a scooter. The fire chief, he said this is close to the 200th fire thought to be caused by a lithium-ion battery this year alone.
Singer Aaron Carter was found dead in his bathtub yesterday morning at his home in California. He was 34 years old. The one-time teen idol started his recording career at just 9 years old with hits like I Want Candy. He's also the younger brother of Backstreet Boys' Nick Carter. Authorities have not provided information about a possible cause of death.
Election day is set for Tuesday. Still, though, there's a lot of questions when it comes to what is on the ballot and what could happen. That is why today on Leading SA at 8 a.m., Professor John Taylor, the political science department head at UTSA, he is joining us live. We're going to be talking about some of those key races, signs from the early voting numbers, and what we're learning from all the polls. If you have any questions about the election, you can submit those questions right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Then join us at 8 a.m. for our full conversation. Time now 6:39, 58 degrees out.
And like Max said, we are getting closer to Election Day, and it could turn out to be a busy one. Still ahead on GMSA, why election officials are preparing for long lines on Tuesday, and what you need to know if you haven't voted already.
Plus, if you want that blue verification check mark on Twitter, well, you're going to have to pay for it. What Elon Musk is promising subscribers who sign up.
And outside, 58 degrees. I'm getting in the holiday spirit.
Okay, did you put up a Christmas tree yet?
We've been talking about this morning. I will soon, and some people are not happy about it.
We'll be right back. Good morning and welcome back. So the picture on your screen right now is really the goal of all these guys here at KSAT. So don't forget, we are raising money this month for cancer research. Some of us here at KSAT taking part in No Shave November. And, well, you know, we're trying out here. We're only 5 days in. So if you can, scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to our homepage. You can find the link to donate. Last year, we got so many donations from very generous viewers. We raised more than $20,000, all for a great cause. And this year, we're really hoping to exceed that amount. And so No Shave November obviously comes in November. The temps start to go down. And I see no 90s on the weather forecast.
Well, that's a good sign, right? Yes, definitely trending in the right direction. It's been chilly out there over the past couple of mornings after we saw that front move in Friday evening. Unfortunately, though, a slight warming trend is going to take us
I jinxed it.
into this week. Thanks, Max. No, just kidding. But really what we're going to be monitoring today is going to be some increasing humidity that's going to help raise those temperatures, especially in the mornings here as we gear up for the upcoming work week. So it's chilly out there right now. We're in the 50s, which is great for all those fall lovers if you like that cooler feel stepping out the door. But into this afternoon, it is going to be more mild out there and warmer than what we saw yesterday. We've got some clouds in place right now that does look to break up a bit more. I do think we will find more sunshine this afternoon, helping those temperatures climb into the low to mid 80s. But first, taking a look at temperatures here in town, 59 now over at the airport, San Antonio International, 61 at Stinson, 57 at Kelly, as well as Randolph over on the east side of town. You can see as we take a look outside with live cam, there are those clouds that we were talking about, but it's a lot brighter on live cam right now compared to where we were 24 hours ago, thanks to daylight saving time that ended earlier this morning. Today's sunrise in about 5 minutes officially at 6:50 a.m. So the sun is rising earlier in the day, but that also means that it's going to set earlier in the evening as well. Today's sunset 5:43 p.m. So really before a lot of us are heading out for any dinner plans, the sun is going to be setting, and throughout the month of November, that time will continue to be a little bit earlier for that sunset. 5:35 is the sunset time by November 27th. So something we will just continue to look at in that theme here throughout the remainder of the fall months and as we get ready for the upcoming winter months. In terms of radar out there, we are pretty much quiet and dry. We were monitoring a few very, very isolated pockets of sprinkles across our far eastern counties near Hallettsville, reaching back over to Gonzales as well as Cuero. Really east along and east of I-37, we'll keep a 10 to 20% chance for maybe an isolated sprinkle or two throughout the morning hours. Most of us will stay dry today. Temperatures climbing, especially after we see this morning cloud cover break up a bit more. Around 78 by lunchtime plans, 82 by 2 p.m., 84. That forecast high again here in San Antonio by about 4 p.m. And then if you're stepping out for any evening plans, still somewhat comfortable, but I do think you will notice more of that muggy feel as we see those south winds pump in more of that Gulf moisture. And where you were really going to notice that is tomorrow morning. So while we're waking up in the 50s this morning, it is going to be a much different story 24 hours from now as we wake up to the 60s, maybe even just a few low 70s across Bexar County. With that moisture in place, yes, we will be monitoring for some drizzle, maybe a few light showers out there tomorrow morning, and also some areas of fog, some of which could be dense, really hindering visibility by the Monday morning commute. So as of right now, probably a good idea to plan on giving yourself a little bit of extra time out the door tomorrow and maybe taking the rain gear with you there as well. More of the same for Election Day Tuesday morning. Again, your temperatures in the morning a lot warmer, and then we'll sit in the 80s as we head into the afternoons. Now our next front does look to arrive on Friday as we see a low pressure system swing across the lower 48. As of right now, we've only got an isolated chance for maybe finding a couple of showers, a stray rumble there as we get ready to wrap up the work week. It will be pretty breezy on Friday, but as we take a look into next weekend, that also could bring some cooler weather. So we'll keep eyes on that this week.
All right. I still see no 90s, so I'm still happy about it. I was like, just to make sure. Thank you, Via. Time now, 6:47, 58 degrees out. And a very special birthday for an Army veteran coming up, the congressional honor he's receiving, and a special message he has for us.
And a look at your lotto numbers. Your pick 3, 222, Fireball 0, and your daily 4, 5, 0, 1, 4, Fireball 6.
And your cash 5, 3, 19, 22, 27, 28. Your Lotto Texas 1, 14, 18, 29, 42, 53. And here we go. So just let everyone know, no one won the jackpot. So it's going to go up to $1.9 billion. But you could have still won a few million, and that's pretty good in my book. Here are the Powerball numbers: 28, 45, 53, 56, 69, Powerball 20, Power Play 3. Good luck. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Elon Musk's plan to sell the blue verification checkmark on Twitter was officially launched yesterday. The announcement implied that anyone could get a blue checkmark for $7.99 a month, just like celebrities. Musk is also promising half the ads and much better ones. Twitter also promised that users will also be able to post longer videos. Critics say the new verification feature could have some unintended consequences. Twitter says the new feature is not live yet, and they are busy making updates in real time.
All right, so this is a story we've been talking about throughout the morning. He has so many accomplishments. He's an Army veteran, a Grand Marshal for Fiesta Flambeau. He's a touring musician, a conductor, and he celebrated his 94th birthday. He's accomplished so much, and now he's a part of a congressional record. So meet Alfred. He was presented with an honor yesterday from Congressman Joaquin Castro, and this distinct privilege means his birthday will be published under tributes to highlight the Congress House floor. Now, Alfred served in the Korean War, and he even earned a Purple Heart.
For those that might view this, God bless you, and may you have a happy life in memory of that who may be deceased from your family.
Well, thank you for your service and all you do, Alfred. Now, he says despite how hard war is, he is still left with fond memories, and he is proud to serve this country. And speaking of this country, Election Day just 2 days away, and after a low early voting number, election officials, they're preparing for long lines come Tuesday.
More than 350,000 people voted these past 2 weeks during early voting, but that appears to be 13% lower compared to the last midterm election.
All right, so polls will be open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday. We know some people may have questions. We have a full list of all the polling locations. Just head to KSAT.com. Or we made it easy for you. If you pull out your camera, pull out the phone, you scan this QR code on the screen, it'll have a list of some of the busiest polling spots. Election officials are asking voters to be patient on Election Day if there are these long lines.
Our election coverage will begin at 7 p.m. on Tuesday when the polls close. You can tune into our election night live stream with Steve Spriester, Stefania Jimenez, and Myra Arthur as they talk to special guests and bring you the latest results.
And it is every year, every time there is an election and they do the live stream, it is so amazing because they give you real-time interaction, and some of the guests, some of the feedback, it's captivating.
And it's interactive, so it's awesome.
It's time now, 6:54, 59 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA Down to the Wire. Now just 2 days away from the midterm elections, what the latest ABC News Washington Post poll is revealing about where voters stand on the top issues as big names from both parties hit the campaign trail and law enforcement officials take action to make voting sites safe. Our Eva Pilgrim will co-anchor from the battleground state of Pennsylvania this morning. Plus, remembering Aaron Carter after the former child pop singer was found dead in his California home. What we're learning about his death and how fans are reacting this morning. And the Astros beating the Phillies in Game 6 of the World Series last night. More on the highlights and the celebrations behind the scenes in Houston. It's all ahead right here on GMA.
Not one, but two vehicles came crashing into a home on the city's north side. Good morning, I'm Jonathan Cotto. I can tell you at least one person has been arrested for driving while intoxicated. Take a look at your screen right now. This is what the scene looked like earlier this morning, shortly after 1 a.m. Pretty extensive damage. Firefighters had to brace the home from preventing it from collapsing. Now, police say two vehicles crashed into this home on the 4200 block of Clear Lake Drive. This is a home on the city's north side. Now, one car crashing into the home while the other, the silver car you see on your screen, hitting the tree in the front yard. Now, police tell us the driver of one of those cars, a woman, was arrested for driving while intoxicated. Her passenger, luckily, was not injured. Both the driver and the passenger of the other silver car were taken to University Hospital in serious condition. Now, if there's any good news here this morning is that luckily nobody was inside the home at the time of the crash, but of course this is an incident that continues to be under investigation. Reporting Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
All right, and let's get you one final look at those current conditions outside. If you're fixing to step out for any Sunday morning activities, you will want the extra layer, but you will not need that by this afternoon. More sunshine returning, temperatures climbing into the low to mid 80s across south central Texas. The humidity builds, so tomorrow morning expect some areas of fog and a few sprinkles certainly possible. Copy and paste that into our Tuesday, and then we'll monitor that front. Next one moving in on Friday. More of those details coming up later this morning, guys.
All right, we've had it so lucky recently.
Yes, this weekend has been awesome.
All right. Well, Mia, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. We're going to take an hour-long break for Good Morning America. But don't worry, come 8 o'clock, we have Leading SA talking with Professor John Taylor, talking about the election, some notable races, and what comes next.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Houston Astros, your 2022 World Series champs. A full recap of the game. And of course, we hear from the MVP, Jeremy Pena.
A man is in the hospital this morning after an overnight shooting. What police are saying about where he was and what he was doing.
And let's take a live look out of the Alamo City. I think the sun is out, but it's not exactly beautiful outside. You know what is beautiful? That extra hour of sleep. We're going to check it with Mia Montgomery in just a few moments. But for now, good morning. It is 8 o'clock. It is Sunday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. I don't know if it's just me, but that extra hour brought so much energy. And I'm ready to start the day.
And the cool weather is helping too, because it's going to be a beautiful Sunday. We're all in at least me, I'm in the holiday spirit today.
The holiday spirit. Do you have the Christmas tree up yet?
Almost.
Okay.
Almost. We're in the process.
How early is too early? Put it up now.
Mia?
I mean, I'm all for putting up the Christmas decorations early. My mother would say differently, absolutely. But yes, I love putting up the Christmas tree. And this morning, it is feeling a little festive out there, very fall-like. It's been a chilly start to the day. So if you are stepping out for any early Sunday morning plans, you likely will want to take the long sleeve with you, maybe the light jacket. But do know today is a layering day. You are not going to need it by the afternoon because temperatures are going to be climbing into the low to mid 80s after we start to clear some of the clouds that we have seen out there this morning out. So here are your wake up temperatures this morning. 63 now over at the airport, 61 in Helotes, 62 over at Port SA. Upper 50s across portions of the hill country, currently 59 over in Bandera. Across our far eastern counties, we will be monitoring for an isolated sprinkle or two as the humidity starts to work its way back into the area today. The vast majority of us will stay dry throughout the majority of this Sunday. Again, we'll see a little bit more sunshine return by this afternoon, helping those temperatures climb a bit warmer than what we saw yesterday, again in the low to mid 80s. But yes, we are starting to see some of that Gulf moisture pump back in to South Texas. And where I really think you were going to notice that tomorrow morning. Remember what we saw last week in the morning? We saw some fog, some light rain. I think that is possible tomorrow and into Tuesday as well. Your morning lows will be a lot warmer than what we're seeing right now, and those temperatures will continue to sit in the 80s. We'll get you a full look at what we're expecting into the upcoming work week in just a minute, guys.
Thank you, Mia. New this morning, San Antonio police are searching for a suspect in a shooting on the city's north side. This happened around 11 last night. According to police, a man was picking up a friend. When she got into his truck, someone fired a shot through the back window, striking the man in his back. The man managed to drive to his apartment where he was taken to University Hospital in serious condition. This is an ongoing investigation.
3 people now facing charges after Bexar County Sheriff's deputies found several stolen vehicles. And inside those vehicles, they found stolen items. They found credit cards, guns, luxury purses, and even electronics. So take a look. These are the 3 suspects: 20-year-old Robert Alvarez, 17-year-old Aria Frausto, and 17-year-old Stephen Neely. They are all facing burglary of vehicle charges along with other theft-related charges. All 3 accused of stealing at least 7 vehicles from far west Bexar County. And according to the arrest records, all of the burglaries happened back on October 24th except for one. Now, all happening within a 10-mile radius of each other, and all the suspects were caught on video multiple times. Now, they're also accused of using these stolen credit cards and then getting into a crash involving a parked BCSO vehicle. During that crash, deputies were able to make the arrest. That is when the stolen items were discovered. Well, happening right now, a nonprofit organization hosting an important fundraiser on an effort of supporting type 1 diabetes research.
That nonprofit is JDRF One Walk, and it's kicking off at Morgan's Wonderland, where we find our Jonathan Cotto. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Max. It's definitely a beautiful morning here at Morgan's Wonderland. Listen, JDRF is the leading nonprofit organization harnessing the power of research, advocacy, and community engagement in an effort of creating and finding those breakthroughs for type 1 diabetes. I am just learning this morning that those type 1 diabetes diagnoses have been on the uprise since the pandemic. But allow me to introduce Michelle Day, chair with JDRF Walk One. Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, Michelle, what's taking place? I know that there's an extensive walk scheduled for later this morning. Talk to us more about that.
Today we will walk at 9:30. We start at 9. The community is welcome to come and join us. Type 1 diabetes affects 1 in 8 people, 1 in 5 people sometimes, and we just really want everybody to know we are here. We are a community that is together, and we are raising funds for a cure, but in the meantime, we are creating community and advancing our research to have great and wonderful technologies for our type 1 diabetic community.
Now, I know, Michelle, that there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, a lot of research, a lot of fundraising to be able to find a cure for type 1 diabetes and the technology, that sometimes those instruments that are needed. Earlier, we were talking about some of the progress, right? What has some of that progress been, and what does it look like?
So insulin is 100 years old, which was the first piece of progress. Since then, we've had continuous glucose monitors, which allows for less finger pricks. And we've had insulin pumps, which allows for less injections of insulin shots. All of those things are that's huge progress for JDRF. It's huge progress for our community and for every T1D out there.
So this is a very, very important event happening here today at Morgan's Wonderland. Now, talk to us. If anyone is interested in participating here this morning, coming out and supporting the cause, what do they need to know?
That you are welcome, that we will welcome you with open arms to come and support us and have fun. We're going to have lunch, we're going to have hot dogs, we're going to have music, and it's going to just be a good day for us to celebrate our T1Ds and also a great cause for us to fund as well.
Now, Michelle, the good thing is that if folks aren't able to make it out here today, JDRF hosts events all year long. I know you guys are busy. Talk to us about some of the planning for the rest of the year and into the new year.
Okay, so we have, in the spring, we have Gala and Walk, our Gala and golf tournament. And then in the fall, we do our walk. But all year long, we're doing things. We're doing teen events, we're doing adult events, and we're doing children events, peer-to-peer events, and we just always try to grow our community by letting everyone know that we are here to support each other.
Michelle, thank you so much for having us here this morning. Folks, if you're interested in learning more information on this walk, on this organization, feel free to visit www.jdrf.org.org. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to hang out with Michelle. We'll have more information coming up in the next half hour. There's marching bands, there's volunteers, there's music. It's going to be a good time. And that walk, it's going to be a little over 2 miles. So if you want to sign up, there's still some time. Back to you, Tiffany, Max.
Thank you, Jonathan. All right, so early voting is over and Election Day set for Tuesday. Still a lot of questions, though, when it comes to what is on the ballot and, of course, some of the candidates.
Joining us in today's leading essay segment is John Taylor, professor of political science and chair of the Department of Political Science at UTSA. Good morning.
Morning.
So, Professor Taylor, you joined us before early voting. Have you noticed any changes over the last couple of weeks?
Well, one change is we're definitely not going to be hitting 2018 numbers for early voting. Better than 2014, definitely not as good as 2018. So what does that mean? That's a real question because, okay, there's two things we need to remember. You've got what's called the blue spine, which is the Democratic base basically along I-35. Then on the west side of I-35, you have what's called the red wall, which extends all the way out almost to El Paso, which is the area in West Texas, especially rural Texas, that tends to be the heart of Republican voting. We are seeing lower early voting in both of these areas. So it's a real guess as to what's going to happen. Why? Because based on what the Secretary of State's office said, they predicted roughly 10 million plus voters. I don't see any way we're getting to 10 million plus voters by Tuesday or on Tuesday.
And speaking of early voting, we are seeing less voters these midterms than what we saw in 2018. Why do you think that is?
Well, a couple of reasons come into play. One, we don't have a Senate race, a really competitive Senate race as we did in 18. Additionally, because you have really, really tight Senate races in Arizona, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, and elsewhere, the money and the interest is going there. The result is that, honestly, there's the other angle here too, I should note, and it's this. Beto O'Rourke and Greg Abbott are known quantities. People are not excited necessarily because they've seen them on the ballot several times. So there's just not as much enthusiasm for whatever reason, which seems odd given the issues and the questions that come into play. You know, Abbott talking about the border, talking about the Texas economy and inflation. Beto O'Rourke talking about, look, he's been in office for 8 years. What has he done? You know, both sides can make an argument that this is an important election. Bottom line is that voters don't necessarily seem to be as interested as we thought.
I'm glad you brought up Beto O'Rourke and the governor right now. So recent polls have come out, and that gap between them seems like it's been widening in recent days. Are you surprised by that, and are you surprised by any other recent polls?
It depends. The goofy thing about polls is, of course, they're a snapshot in time. You look at one poll, and I'm not going to diss my friends in Houston, but that one seemed to be a bit of an outlier to roughly a 12, 13% gap for Abbott versus O'Rourke. Most of the other polls suggest anywhere between a 4 to 5 point race, maybe 6 point race. In fact, Lieutenant Governor Patrick himself admitted just the other day out in West Texas that their internal polls, which means the Abbott internal polls as well, suggest a much closer race. And that would be indicative of why Abbott and Patrick have been campaigning so hard in places like Amarillo and Lubbock and Odessa.
And what are the races you're watching closely?
Well, you got the 3 congressional races to the south, 15, 34, and 28, all 3 of which are toss-ups. Now, if you look at the national pundits, they'll say that 2 of the 3 are quote, kind of sort of toss-ups. 1 leans Democrat. 28 maybe leans a little bit more Democrat. 34, that one is a complete, who knows. 15, the same thing for a district that is actually technically now a Republican-leaning district. Democrats may very well lose that one. More locally, for talking San Antonio and Bexar County, obviously the county judge's race, the district attorney's race. But there's another one I think people need to be watching as well, and that's House District 118 between John Lujan and Frank Ramirez. That one's a rematch of the special election that took place last year. That'll be an indication of Republican strength and Republican potentially wave that takes place in Texas. Why? Because that's a district that traditionally has been relatively Democratic. It leans a bit Republican now. A ton of money has been poured in by the Republicans into that race. So if Lujan wins, Republicans might actually strengthen the majority in the state house.
Now, this is going to be a very broad question. We only have about 45 seconds left. But why does voting take so long, and why does it take so long to get an answer? Why do some states not get a winner, declare a winner within 24 hours?
A lot of it has to do with the rules and regulations. The fact that, keep in mind, we vote for 11, 12, 13 hours, depending on the state. And it just takes a while to count votes. And in the case of Texas, people need to realize when we're counting votes, we're talking about 2 time zones. The El Paso area is in the Mountain Time Zone, which means we are slow just for that reason. Harris County, being the biggest county in the state, is notoriously slow. And a lot of it has to do with just the sheer number of precincts within that county. And so it ends up being a case where we are slow to the point that we really don't know a lot of our election results of the next day. There's an argument to be made that we should just say, okay, today is election day. Thursday, between Tuesday and Thursday is counting day, and Thursday is announcement day. We should do something like that. Not going to happen, but we should do something like that.
All right, Professor John Taylor, thank you so much for spending your morning with us. We really appreciate it.
You betcha.
A lot of information.
There's a lot going on.
And we're going to have all that on KSAT.com. And stay with us because we're going to have full coverage the day of election night. Time now 8:13, 63 degrees outside.
There's a lot more to come here on GMSA. A full recap of last night's big game. The Astros, World Series champs once again.
And it's going to be a beautiful day, 63 degrees. That's what I'm talking about, Mia. Mia will have your full forecast coming up. Welcome back. Now to the World Series. We have a new champion and a new dynasty in the making.
That's right. The Astros taking Game 6 at home last night. ABC's Will Reeve in Houston with more.
There goes the runner, fly ball. This time they finish the job. The Houston Astros, world champions.
This morning, the Houston Astros are World Series champions. The first team to clinch the World Series at home since 2013, Houston beating the Philadelphia Phillies 4-1 in Game 6 in front of an electric home crowd. Kyle Schwarber putting the Phillies on the board first in the top of the 6th inning, crushing a solo home run to deep right field. But the Astros had an answer for that.
Alvarez hits a high drive center field. Veerling's back. This game is turned up.
This 3-run 6th inning home run from slugger Yordan Alvarez was all the Astros needed to pull ahead for good and give baseball legend Dusty Baker his first World Series as a manager.
They told me in spring training that they were going to win it. Now, what's next? Party.
Rookie sensation Jeremy Pena won World Series MVP.
Man, you dream of this as a kid, but it feels so far away. You feel like it's this elusive thing, but, we made it happen.
106 regular season wins, 11 more postseason wins against just 2 losses for these Houston Astros en route to their second World Series title in 6 years. Congratulations to the champs, especially Dusty Baker, who, listen to this fun fact, little baseball trivia for you. Dusty Baker made his managerial debut for the San Francisco Giants April 6, 1993 against the St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off for the Cardinals that day, Geronimo Pena, father of World Series MVP Jeremy Pena. Will Reeve, ABC News, Houston.
That was so electric.
I know.
In the words of Max Massey, let's go! Let's go!
No, that was awesome. And your daughter watched some of the game.
Oh, yeah.
I love the picture you sent this morning.
Yeah, you can find it on my Instagram account. Yeah, but then it was bedtime.
Had to be bedtime.
Absolutely.
Here's the good news, though. We all got an extra hour of bedtime.
Are you feeling refreshed?
I feel fantastic.
Absolutely. That extra hour did wonders, right? And the sun now coming up a little bit earlier. It is going to set earlier this evening as well, going forward throughout the remainder of the fall season and as we head into the winter months as well. All right, speaking of fall season, it is feeling a little cooler out there this morning. It was chilly yesterday. We have those cool temperatures in place yet again waking up this Sunday. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're fixing to step out for any early Sunday morning plans, probably a good idea to take the light jacket with you, but it is a layering day. You're not going to need that extra layer as we head into the afternoon hours, because once we are able to break up these clouds that you see outside on live cam, we'll see that some of that sunshine help those temperatures climb into the 80s this afternoon. But for now, 63 degrees officially here in San Antonio, calm wind on hand. Sun still coming up. You can start to see some of those clouds there on the satellite imagery. We're pretty quiet across south central Texas. Nothing really on radar, but we will monitor, especially along and east of I-37 here throughout the remainder of the morning and into the early portions of the afternoon for maybe a stray sprinkle or two. Very, very light pocket of rain streaming in from the south, all thanks to the humidity that is going to be building back into the area throughout the remainder of this Sunday. But I do think the vast majority of us will stay dry here today. We will just continue to keep eyes on it. But here are your temperatures across the region this morning. 64 in New Braunfels this 8 a.m. hour, 65 in Gonzales, 61 in Hondo, 55 up in Rock Springs. So a little bit on the chilly side there as well over in Edwards County. All right, so we've got the cloud cover in place right now. That will aim to break up more. We'll see more peaks of sunshine into this afternoon, helping those temperatures warm. About 81 by 1 p.m. We've got a forecast high around 84 here in San Antonio this afternoon. A south wind on hand at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 82 in Helotes this afternoon, 83 up in Bernie, 85 out in Stinson on the south side of Bexar County. Stepping out for any evening plans, most of those will be fine, but I think you'll notice a slightly more muggy feel in place later tonight as we continue to see all of that Gulf moisture move back into the San Antonio area. And where you are really going to notice that is first thing tomorrow morning. So last week, Thursday, Friday morning, stepping out for the commute and the drive to school, it was very gloomy outside. We had overcast skies, we had some sprinkles out there, some light showers and some areas of fog. I do anticipate more of the same tomorrow morning for the morning commute. Also not a bad idea to to take the umbrella with you, because I do think some spotty light showers will be possible. Some of that fog potentially hindering visibility just a little bit, so not a bad idea. Also, to give yourself a little bit of extra time stepping out the door. More of the same for Election Day morning on Tuesday. Something to keep in mind there. Notice your morning lows this week are going to be a lot warmer than what we're finding out there today, just thanks to that humidity in place. But we are monitoring our next front that looks to move in on Friday, and that could also give us an isolated chance for rain. So a lot to monitor throughout the rest of the week, guys.
Great information. Thanks, Mia. Time now 8:22, 64 degrees outside.
And a look at last night's game. San Antonio Spurs taking on the Denver Nuggets. Not a great streak for the Spurs. Oof. We're going to have the highlights in just a bit. So really just after a loss, the San Antonio Spurs had to hop on a plane, fly to Denver, take on the reigning MVP and the Denver Nuggets last night. And you know what? They had a pretty good start. Silver and Black starting off hot early. I mean, look at that. Keldon Johnson coming with the energy. And here we go. Jakob Poeltl, really one of the stars of the early season. That is in. Finished. He's got 8 points in the first 4 minutes, 11-8 Spurs. And a little later, Keldon Johnson finishing with the lay-in. San Antonio down 40-27 after 1 second quarter, trying to keep the pace. Devin Vassell, who has had a career year, big corner three, but the Nuggets were just too good. Denver would lead 70-51 at halftime, and the Spurs really never got back into it in the second half. They fall 126-101, and that is their third straight loss. Not great.
Time now 8:27, 65 degrees. An investigation into the sudden passing of Aaron Carter and fans paying their tributes to the late singer.
Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm Max Massey.
And I'm Tiffany Huertas. It's been a fun morning and it's a beautiful morning.
You know, maybe I'm being a little too picky here. Mia, I could use some sunshine.
Okay.
It just seems like when we look outside, there's really not that much sun.
It is a little gloomy to start the day. Don't worry, you're definitely right about that. So we actually were able to find some clouds move into south central Texas this morning. That's going to stick with us through the morning hours, but I do think we're going to be able to find some of that break up this afternoon, and that will lead to more peaks of sunshine, which also means that those temperatures are going to climb a bit this afternoon as well. So yesterday, I think we got up to 78 officially here in San Antonio. This afternoon, I think most of us will make a run for the low, maybe a few mid 80s out there throughout the second half of the weekend's plans. All right, but first, it is a somewhat cool start across the region. So light jacket, not a terrible thing to have with you if you are stepping out for any early Sunday morning. Plan 63 here in town, as well as over in Pleasanton at 68 in Cotulla, 61 up in Kerrville, a little bit cooler farther northwest up in the hill country. Once we see this morning cloud cover break up a bit more, those daytime highs climbing into the 80s for a good chunk of the area here by about 4 p.m. A look at daytime highs across south central Texas. We are going to see, though, throughout the day today, more humidity work back in. So we had drier air move in yesterday behind Friday evening's cold front. It was very brief dip in those dew points because the moisture filters in today. That will make for some areas of fog and maybe some spotty showers tomorrow morning. We'll have a full look at that, plus what we can expect into this upcoming week in just a few, guys.
Thank you, Mia. A woman behind bars this morning after being arrested for an alleged DWI after 2 vehicles crashed into a Northside property. So take a look. San Antonio police arresting a woman overnight for driving while intoxicated after this crash. Police say this all happened around 1 a.m. This is the city's north side. One driver crashing into a home, another driver crashing into the home's tree. Now, the driver and passenger of the vehicle that hit the tree, both taken to University Hospital. At last check, both in serious condition. Luckily, no one was at home when the crash happened. Firefighters worked through the morning and they were able to keep the house from collapsing.
San Antonio police are asking for your help in finding a man that hasn't been seen since yesterday. Take a look at the man on your screen. 54-year-old Marcus Bating was last seen in the medical center area near West Beverly May Drive. Police say Marcus has a medical condition where treatment is required. He's about 6'2" in height and wears glasses. If you have any information about his whereabouts, you're asked to call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660.
Well, this weekend marks the 5th year since the mass shooting at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs. Yesterday, the church held the 5th annual memorial ceremony honoring the 26 victims who were killed. Now, we spoke to one of the 23 survivors. He tells us remaining active in the church, it's all part of his healing process.
We just say, oh, well, they died and don't worry about it, or do we honor them and honor them in God's word and continue to do God's work? That's what I want to do, and that's what my fellow survivors that are still here, it looks like that's what they want to do.
Now, back in September, we reported on the former pastor, Frank Pomeroy, stepping down as the lead pastor. He returned today to ring the bell 26 times. As of today, the church is still searching for a new lead pastor.
With more than 350,000 people voting during early period, election officials are preparing for long lines on Election Day. Yesterday, they received their election kits filled with instructions for November 8th. One presiding election judge thought the day would be hectic after the county was ordered to add over 100 more polling locations.
I thought I better hurry up and get in there, but instead it's been running smooth. So sorry for the lines. We have plenty of staff now to help, and I hope that they have a pleasant experience.
Election officials are asking voters to be patient on Election Day. They know there will be lines, but they say they are ready and prepared.
Right now, nonprofit JDRF One, their walk is they're hosting a fundraiser all in an effort to support type 1 diabetes research.
Our Jonathan Cotto is there now. How's it looking out there, Jonathan?
Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Max. You know, a lot of people are starting to show up. I'm located here at Morgan's Wonderland, where the JDRF One Walk is about to kick off here in just a couple of minutes. I want to have my photographer, Steven Chavez, just kind of show the start, the arch, the race arch. This is where it's all going to take place. We're talking 2.1 miles for that walk, folks. So if you're interested in coming out, there's food, there's music, there's marching bands. It's going to be a great time. But listen, JDRF is the leading nonprofit organization that is harnessing the power and research and bringing the community together, all for one cause, and that is for research around type 1 diabetes. And I am learning here this morning that those diagnoses have gone up since the start of the pandemic. But allow me to introduce Addison and Sophia, who are youth ambassadors with the nonprofit organization. Good morning, ladies. How are y'all?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Now, you guys are youth ambassadors. Talk to me a little bit about your participation with the nonprofit organization.
We get a lot of amazing opportunities to raise money and just make better profits to like our main organization. And we get the opportunity to spread the word about diabetes, teach people about it, and then raise money to find a cure.
Now, Sophia, I understand you've been a youth ambassador for about 2 years now. How important are these events?
For me, I mean, in general, they are one of the most important things. We get to really spread the word. It's a big thing. Everybody knows about it. And it's one of the main fundraisers of the year right now. And everyone's excited to be here after not being here for 2 years.
Now, Sophia, Addison, there's a little bit of a personal connection here in your participation. You both have type 1 diabetes. Can you share with us a little bit of that experience and what that journey has been like?
Really just depends on the day. Some days I'm really good, some days I'm really high, some days I'm really low, but it's really just always a roller coaster.
Now, there are a lot of people starting to show up. There's a marching band, which I love. Talk to me a little bit about the energy as we kick off this walk.
We want the energy to be really exciting, and we want everyone to be so excited because we haven't had a walk in 2 years in person. And so we have the marching band, and we have like ribbons and banners everywhere, and it's just going to be so much fun. We want the energy to be so high.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you, and have fun today. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you. There you have it, Max and Tiffany. Such a beautiful day for a beautiful cause here at the JDRF One Walk. If you're interested in learning more information on how you can contribute to this cause, you can visit jdrf.org. Back to you in the studios.
Thank you, Jonathan. Now, your morning headlines. The latest in the investigation into the sudden death of Aaron Carter, the singer who was found dead in his California home.
ABC's Chris Connolly has more from Los Angeles as fans pay their tributes.
A tow-headed tween to teen dreamboat who enjoyed platinum albums and millions of ardent young fans.
What's it like to be 12 years old and have groupies?
I love my fans. Well, they're not groupies, they're fans.
Singer and rapper Aaron Carter reigned as the little prince of pop in the early 2000s. His wide-eyed innocence boosted by a Sugar Rush cover of I Want Candy in 2000. And 1 year later,
I was hanging at the court just playing some ball.
the Cutie Pie swag of That's How I Beat Shaq.
'Cause that's how I beat Shaq.
The younger brother of Backstreet Boys mainstay Nick Carter, a 9-year-old Aaron, got his start opening for his brother's group in 1997. Years later, Aaron's party Come Get It went triple platinum, forming the single on GMA in 2000. Rising stardom saw him become a generation's entry-level crush.
The girls were outside. They'd be screaming as the bus pulled into the backstage.
He gazed soulfully or buoyantly from endless pages of teen media and become a fixture on such demographically attuned TV series as Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Lizzie McGuire.
Is this yours? Merry Christmas, Lizzie McGuire.
Aaron told me in 2011, I love being a performer and entertaining, and when I can't do that, my world is in shambles. It doesn't work for me.
His recording career would lose its luster, and as he entered adulthood, he'd be overtaken by a myriad of personal and professional crises.
Obviously, his adulthood was pretty troubled. He had rehab stints, he had drama.
Ready for a new chapter, Carter had tweeted back on October 29th. This year has been super tough, but I've learned so much. Thanks for the support, everyone. Speaking for her generation once again, Hillary Duff honored his memory in her remembrance, which she addressed directly to him. I'm deeply sorry that life was so hard for you and that you had to struggle in front of the whole world. You had a charm that was absolutely effervescent. Boy, did my teenager self love you deeply. Chris Connolly, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Time now, 8:41, 66 degrees outside.
A restaurant with an expired permit and a college snack bar operating without a permit. Now, what we're told, coming up next.
And if you're like me, getting into the holiday spirit, we love it here.
Okay.
66 degrees outside. Mia has a look at your forecast just coming up.
Students at St. Philip's College Southwest campus can grab a snack between classes at Pappy's, but their choices are pretty limited following a recent inspection where they earned a 79. Hot dogs were temped at 127 when they should be 135 or higher. Raw beef patties were stored touching bread and hot dogs. The employee didn't have a food handler's permit, and several food items made off-site were missing required labeling. The business also didn't have the proper permit. Under their current permit, they are only allowed to sell prepackaged foods. They were ordered to immediately stop preparing hot dogs and hamburgers and other foods that require heating. The inspector noted roller hot dogs would be allowed if they installed several required sinks.
Hi, I'm with KSAT 12. I do the behind the kitchen door.
This worker was surprised to see me this week when I stopped by to see if corrections had been made. She had obtained the food handler permit, but they still need to update their permit, allowing them to make hot foods. For now, they're selling hot foods prepared off-site.
They brought them to me at 10:30. Okay, so they're pre-made somewhere else. You're not making them here. No. Okay.
The worker said she's waiting for a sink to be added so they can expand their menu options. A re-inspection was ordered. SA Seafood at the 5200 block of Days of Allah earned an 81 on their recent inspection, despite operating with an expired permit for nearly a full year. According to the inspector, the permit expired in September of 2021. It was cited as a violation at their previous inspection in February. An employee this time was seen checking their phone, then handled food equipment without hand washing. Another worker was caught eating in the kitchen. Containers of sauces, eggs, and cabbage were being stored on the floor. The soda nozzles had a slime-like substance on them, and the inside of the ice machine needed to be cleaned. That's what's behind the kitchen door. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, time now, 8:47, 66 degrees. Mia, you had some good news. You said the clouds are breaking up.
So that's what we're going to see, throughout the remainder of the morning and really this afternoon. We've got those clouds in place right now, but yes, more sunshine is on its way, I think, especially after lunchtime. All right, a quick look here at the pollen count. These numbers just in this Sunday morning. Better news than what we had yesterday, just molds out there today, and they are slightly down than where we were yesterday in the moderate category. So that is good news there in terms of our pollens. All right, so it's been a chilly start across the area. This afternoon, though, looking pretty mild. We'll see those clouds break up and those temperatures then look to warm into the low to mid 80s across a good portion of south central Texas throughout the second half of our Sunday. But before we can get there, 63 this hour over at the airport, San Antonio International, 64 at Stinson, as well as over at Randolph, 62 at Kelly. We still do have most of the clouds, at least here in Bexar County. Pleasanton seeing some of the cloud cover as well, stretching back over to Gonzales. That continues to filter off to the north as well as the east. We will monitor, especially along and east of the I-37 corridor this morning and into the early afternoon, for maybe a sprinkle or two. Very isolated, not going to be for everybody there today. We will see those temperatures warm, low 80s as we head into the early portions of this afternoon, around 83 by 3 p.m., 80 by 6 p.m., around 76. If you're stepping out for any of those Sunday evening plans, winds are out of the south today at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And what that's doing is allowing that Gulf moisture to move back into the area, which is one of the reasons why we actually did have the clouds in place this morning. So with the building humidity in place today, I do think you will notice more of a muggy feel, especially by any outdoor evening plans. But really where most of us are going to notice that is tomorrow morning. So just for context, we started off this morning in the 50s. Now we're in the 60s. I think tomorrow we're starting off in the upper 60s, low 70s. And we will find, I think, some areas of patchy fog, some of which could be dense in spots, as well as a few spotty showers. Copy and paste that into Election Day on Tuesday. So not a bad idea on, at least for now, planning to give yourself a little bit of extra time. If you are stepping out for the morning drive tomorrow, you can see here, Futurecast on your visibility. Some areas could be dense if we do find some of that fog to form. All right, quickly a check at the tropics, because believe it or not, it is still hurricane season. We've got one area that has a high chance of development in the central Atlantic. No big issue for us, but we will be monitoring, at least for the southeastern coastline, this little disturbance that has a high chance for development could form into a tropical depression here over the next couple of days. No issues for San Antonio or our portion of the Gulf Coast, but we will be monitoring that for the eastern seaboard and friends and family out that way into this week. Until then, enjoy today, because yes, it's going to be muggier this week, but we do have a front that looks to move in on Friday, and that could bring back some fall-like weather for next weekend.
So don't do those curls that I attempted on Friday.
Probably not. keep the hairspray for this week too.
Thank you, Mia. Time now, 8:50, 66 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
All right, let's get another look at those current conditions outside. Warming up in the 60s now. We still do have that cloud cover in place, but once we see more of that sunshine take over this afternoon, it is going to be pretty warm out there. Pretty mild, at least a little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday. Low to mid 80s in store for the San Antonio area. Remember, the biggest thing that we're going to be keeping our eyes on here over the next couple of days is tomorrow morning and Tuesday morning as that humidity works in. Morning commute might have a few issues in terms of visibility out there, depending on how the fog potential develops, as well as some light spotty showers here and there as well. So plan on giving yourself some extra time out the door tomorrow and into Tuesday morning. We'll see if that transitions over into Wednesday as well. And also, just keep the rain gear handy. It's not going to be for everybody, but some light rain and some drizzle, certainly possible. And then that next front could spark up an isolated chance for some rain on Friday as well. But then look at the weekend, next weekend, beautiful. Not too bad. So we see that north wind move back in and some cooler and drier air tries to arrive there as well.
And we'll have to wait also to find out who won the record high Powerball.
That's right. So no winners last night. And you know what that means? If no one wins, that means the jackpot only gets bigger. So according to the California Lottery Association, the Powerball jackpot is up to, as you see on the graphic on your screen, $1.9 billion. That's just an egregious amount of money. And so the next drawing is tomorrow night. So guys, I'm going to continue to ask. Did you play yesterday?
No.
I didn't, and I said yesterday that I was going to, and then I took a nap, and I was like, oh, well, it's time to go to bed.
Too late. We already missed a chance. So are you going to play tomorrow?
I should.
We should.
We should.
We should.
And you should. Everybody
I should. I haven't played yet, so maybe this is it.
All right.
If I don't see y'all on Tuesday, you know why. Have a great day.